think Shadow has hit the emergency button. He said, Kanavi's on one tonight. We need to keep this guy down. He's going to get his Pantheon, his vibe banned away. BLG will be on that blue side for the second game, so definitely going back to comfort over here that Unara is going to be banned. Let's see what the final bans are going to be in this first phase.
Are we going to hit 3 for 3? Do we go Trundle here as top esports to try and make it so that there's as little control in that jungle as possible? Still have things like Wukong as well, so you may see those two get traded. Or top esports can ban one here and then expect that they just won't get their hands on either of them.
Do wonder how much they want to prioritize that or what they want to leave open, because this is where chess games can start to come into the fold. I mean, best of 3's a little bit different than full-on best of 5's, but the Talia is the final ban, so trying to take away maybe some synergy that Knight and Shadow were building there, but the Trundle immediately comes through.
Yeah, so you can take Wukong here as Kanavi. You can also look for something a little bit different if they're looking to go maybe Skarner, Sejuani still have a little bit of opportunity there. We saw Yone get banned away in game number 1 by BLG, so maybe there's a world for that to get taken into a very early game for top esports. We'll see what it is. Expect junglers to be matched within this first phase, but with Xayah getting locked early, the Rakan pairing most likely to come through with it. JackeyLove and Hung taking the game into their own hands.
They're also stealing that away from a legendary duo at this point from Elk and On, and they'll be taking the Lovers duo themselves, giving some extra comfort to JackeyLove, who loves that pick as well. Is going to be the Ezreal as the response right now in that bot lane. I do expect the double poke, and it comes through with the Karma.
Yeah, Ezreal Karma, really solid answer, nice retort for BLG. Again, shapes their composition in a way where we're not seeing super high damage from their AD carry or from their jungler, like in terms of consistent DPS. The Trundle and the Ezreal not necessarily the highest makers of those DPS numbers, but you can, throughout a team fight, begin to whittle down those HP bars, give some poke options over to Elkin. I mean, the amount of times that he's popped off on the Ezreal, we've seen it time and time again. Top esports opt into the Cassante on 3, and now they can ban away some of those bad matchups for it. Make sure that they get rid of things maybe like the Renekton if they'd like, and give a strong option in 369's hands.
I love it. You know, dangle the Renekton in front of Ben, say, I know you want to pick it, but we're not going to let you. See if they actually do end up banning it away first, I guess, though. But the second phase is going to whittle down some things. The Yorick is going to be the first ban, so they are focused on that top lane. We'll see what BLG exactly want to focus on here, because I can expect maybe some of that mid lane focus, but it's still going to be the jungle still being left open in that Wukong that you talked about.
Yeah, it gets taken off the board. I mean, with Jarvan taken so early, usually that's one of these bans that we'd see creep in here. Maybe, like I say, Sedge, Skarner's possibility. Nocturne is also possible. We could see Nocturne Orianna from top esports on 4-5 if they want to, without necessarily making things too difficult. And that's a really good way at trying to lock down the Ezreal. Instead, though, they're the ones that, in fact, take the Ori away. In terms of mid lanes that we've still got, there are plenty of things still available. Annie is open, Victor's open. I want to see which of those end up getting piloted, and by which side of it more so than anything else. Creme goes for the Annie here, and putting a lot of eggs into the JackeyLove basket, which, you know, if game one's anything to go by, is one that, you know, typically rewards you.
Might as well, man. I mean, hey, if he's feeling himself, go ahead and feed the puppy. As the Annie's going to be huge. I think it just gives so much utility, so many options forward, some engaged potential there, which top esports already had a decent amount of. And now you're also giving counter pick to King Kanavi. So we'll see what he ends up wanting to go for, even though he's known the Trundle is going to be in the jungle the whole time. The Renekton didn't get banned away, and this has been a premier pick for Ben across their wins.
Yeah, the Renekton and the Victor coming through there. I mean, this is a good matchup for both of the solo laners of BLG, and in a series where we talk about getting that control through the early game, getting the answers that you want. This is really big for BLG, right? Like, looking at how the draft played out, they were able to counterpick bot lane, they counterpicked mid lane, and counterpick top lane for Kanavi to lock in Zed jungle.
Oh my god. Okay, I mean, Kanavi,
he's played it before.
Do you, boo-boo? He has. But
this
in
is still a shock.
Moment, yeah, like with this comp, I mean, I was talking about the engaged potential they have. They do have a decent amount of it. But Kanavi's just saying, I ran you in game number 1, Shadow. Let's show me what you got.
Yeah, exactly that. And I mean, in these skirmishes, it's not going to be easy for Kanavi at all. The Trundle is going to be able to handily deal with the Zed if they run into each other in the jungle. But the then question becomes, how well do you keep track of the Zed, because he clears incredibly quickly. He's able to become the nimble assassin almost, and sort of make you think that you are literally chasing shadows. So we'll have to keep our eyes on Kanavi and how well his piloting of the Zed continues to be. It's a pick that's done him well in the past, and hopefully it can do him well again.
I gotta say though, I'm feeling a game 3. That's just my foreshadowing.
I am as well.
The compositional strength that BLG have just feels like it has not as much of a bar of execution or reach comparatively to what Top Esports is whipping out here. But maybe that's just what Top Esports need. They say, you know, we don't want to give another game where BLG feel confident and comfortable on blue side to just have that same style. They need to throw something else into the mix.
I mean, it's the damage profile is primarily AD if you're Top Esports, right? You're relying very heavily on this Zed and on this Xayah, and sort of tertiarily almost on the power that the Annie is going to give you. Whereas if you're Bilibili Gaming, you're more than happy to sit back and wait to scale up, let the Victor do his thing, let the Ezreal do his thing. I think my concern is that so far we've seen 3 of these compositions today, and in every single game, that has faltered for the team that are waiting to scale.
Yeah, it seems like it's the day for proactive movements on the map as game number 2 between Bilibili Gaming and Top Esports kicks off now. They're all on their phone.
They don't care, man. No level 1 fighting? I got a tweet. Oh, wait.
Honestly, they're probably all tweeting about Kanavi playing Zed. Yeah, again, he's played it before, and he even played it in split number 2. But in a moment like this and do a comp like this, I feel like you're going to have a little bit of a hard time finding your in. And we don't want to see Kanavi take a backseat, right? Like, he is a guy who likes to lead from the front.
He is, and I think importantly, let's break this down a little bit, right? What does Zed really struggle versus? It's CC. Let's take a look at the CC that BLG have. We've got point and click stun from Bin.
Feels really
and that's
good.
And that's the end. And that's it.
That's it.
So, you know, we've got a gravity well from Knight, you know, this very situational W from On. But really, if you're ever getting fully procced a Karma W as Zed with On, that's a problem in its own right. So I'm not against the Zed here. I think it's got a lot of opportunities in this game to find access, and trying to lock him down is going to be a problem.
Yeah, and I feel like it also puts a little bit more onus, a little bit more pressure on Shadow. Because like you had said, like, you win those skirmishes, but if Kanavi is free to find his entrances into fights over and over again, you're not even going to be able to catch this guy. So Shadow trying to be a little bit proactive with a comp that definitely wants to scale, and he needs to keep that in mind, but not giving up big advantages over to Kanavi and letting him have those big moments. And I like this from Shadow, using a little bit of Kanavi's tech, even though it was a full topside clear, to go towards this mid lane gank on a Creme who's going to have to burn his flash. The flash play from Shadow, he doesn't even burn it. He just says, I am dead. Gives first blood to BLG.
And let's see how that wave's going as well. Looks just barely favorable for Knight, so it's going to push back into him. He can take a base, teleport back in, and not really lose out on all that much experience. Kanavi, he's cleared out his entire bot side, moving into his top side, so he's going to have a much faster clear than the Trundle, and be able to get back out onto the map a little bit quicker. But for Shadow, a really good early game play. Nets himself and his mid laner a nice advantage. A Victor getting early stacks, early kills, early participation in those events is very, very valuable.
I'm gonna say though, if you're not gonna burn that flash like that, and obviously I think he still dies even if he does, but I want to see you use it. And so Top Esports maybe trying to use Creme for a big stun play as we go, but there's gonna be some plate love going the way of Elk and On down there as Kanavi ends up finding Shadow. Going to try to fight him in the end here. He's going to flash over, try to get the kill on. Shadow's in some trouble here. Going to have a shield coming from On, and now Kanavi can't finish the kill, but Hung comes in and does. Oh, Kanavi overextended himself, but he goes in with a double shurikens. He ends up getting the kill back, and this is a big play from Top Esports. They find 3 kills off the back of it, and the feats of warfare completed.
The power of Zed jungle has just been shown to you clinically. Kanavi is able to full clear and get back to base and get back out onto the map in time for the crab spawn. He came into this fight with double longswords. He flashes on top of Shadow, knowing that the Trundle burned the flash in the mid lane, and then that early recall from Hong and JackeyLove means that they're able to come back out onto the map again with some gold, with some items in their pocket to punish the Trundle in the bot lane. This game was always going to be about Kanavi. He just made it that way from the get-go.
The spotlight is definitely on him, and he is loving it. He took this pick as that R5. He said, give it to me and let me take Shadow down a peg. And he gets that play out. They get the kill back over to this bot side. They get all this advantage here, but we're taking a look back into live, and it's Creme that gets punished. Now Kanavi might fall because of it. Hung's coming over to try to help him out here. Is going to have that grand entrance, get the knock up, but Kanavi's just looking for an exit. And unfortunately, Creme gives back over some of that advantage to BLG.
And this is that issue with Yanni not having flash, can get poked out by the Victor very heavily in this laning phase, and it looks like Shadow able to return the favor in that mid lane, once again finding another kill onto Creme, a player who we've frequently said in these high-level mid-lane matchups is going to struggle. He got counterpicked. He's been given a very difficult matchup in the Yanni versus Victor, and now he's going to have to struggle his way through being 0-2-1 down 10 CS and really behind the curve.
Oh, On and Elk maybe overextended here themselves. On overestimating his life, and Kanavi gets his third kill of the game, just hand-feeding this Zed.
And for me, this is now Knight versus Kanavi. This is a massive battle between two of our LPL heavyweights to see who it is that can battle it out and really take their team to victory in this game. Whether it's Kanavi who takes top esports to a clean 2-0 or Knight who can force us to a game number 3, those are the carries. Those are the two people who have got the agency and got the tools to win this game.
Yeah, Knight trying to scale. Use the power of the arcane. Take down Kanavi in top esports. And what a way it would be to get to a game 3 off these two compositions. But while we have a little bit of time here, I do want to give a special shout out to prodiff.gg, our new helpful sponsor for the LPL English product. Improve your game. You can use code LPL10 to save 10% on prodiff. And you go get one-on-one coaching from former and current LTA, NACL, and ERL players. Get to show them a little bit of footage from you. They talk to you one-on-one what they would do in those situations. You get to take that experience forward, and it's always a good time. So get a little bit of an improvement to your own game at prodiff.gg. Now we take a look. Kanavi going for an aggressive stance here with the steal of the blue buff, realizing he needs to Shadow over 369. They're just going to go for the kill. He's still level 5. Shadow cannot play this game. And he's still trying to show up to the arcade and put quarters into the machine. 369, speaking of machines, trying to take down Ben, and here comes the mark of death, and pop goes the croc. Kanavi gets 5th kill of the game.
Kanavi steals level 6 on the blue buff, and then he's just able to one-shot Shadow with 369. Now on the bot side, On in trouble. Rooted, not going to be able to find much more than that. Summoner Heal does keep him safe. But it's all about Kanavi in this game, and it's all about top esports making him the superstar. 369 have been proxying wave after wave, just baiting Shadow in, saying, Kanavi, I know this guy's going to come kill me. I know this guy's going to come for me. You just have to be here. Kanavi turns up with a blue buff and level 6 and finds it.
He's 7.5 minutes he just completed his Eclipse. That might be the earliest first item I've seen this entire season.
It looks like they're trying to make a payment onto Kanavi here. Has no Shadow just
He knew
yet.
there was a ward there. He should be fine. He's able to get out, and he is just vibing. He is feeling himself. He doesn't have the Shadow. He stepped too far forward now. He's going to be forced to flash out. It's a little bit zealous from Kanavi there. Will get punished in the end, and his blue buff taken from him.
Yeah, no ulti, no flash, no Shadow now. Or no Shadow then means he has no flash now. Good response by BLG to get a little bit of the agency away from Kanavi. I mean, not having ulti for this point is, or not having flash for this time is going to be a little bit tricky. Fortunately, Hong's able to spellbook TP his way back in to keep JackeyLove alive, but he has no mana underneath this turret, so he's playing last hit duty and he can't really go for any fights here.
I think he really wanted to catch that back with Hung, but he wasn't able to get the pairing there in the end. As we do see 369 feeling pretty confident. Misses the Q3. Won't be able to go any further forward with it. The grubs had spawned about a minute ago up in top side. Kanavi's going to clear out some wards. Should be able to take this one. He's going to do it very fast with this spike that he's already on. Should be just fine. And no real response coming out from BLG, so that's going to be full grubs given over to top.
And just because we saw it there, I'll hold the point. Hung in mid lane.
Oh, Chaos Storm going to be popped, though. Creme doesn't really have the damage to follow through. They aren't able to kill him, and a lot of damage taken back in by Creme.
But now he's got Tibbers and might actually have lethal on Knight after the fact, so we'll see whether or not they're able to make the most of that situation where they've taken a good bit of damage onto the Victor. I think that that's the big shutdown point for top esports. If they can get rid of this Victor power, that's going to be great news. There's an all-in on top side now.
They're looking to collapse, but JackeyLove has moved up. Oh, Hung. Oh, luckily he has his teammate right there. And now JackeyLove, oh, he's feeling himself. The root comes through, and Shadow overextended. He has to flash again. Oh, 369 wanted to play on. On's going to flash away. They get the all out, though, and they have left their carry out in the dust. Elk's going to arcane shift away. Shadow's coming back over. Tibber's not able to do it, but everything used in a defensive nature for BLG means that top esports can move in, clear out, take the jungle, and take control of the map.
Yeah, I think not finding kills there for top esports does sting a little bit. They're only really able to take away a Gromp. Ben's going to catch this wave on the top side, so they're not denying that. In the mid lane, Knight got to push another wave in underneath that turret. He gets a free recall to go back and grab a Rod of Ages before he can reset out to that bot side, saving his teleport as well. And again, this is just all about those two carries, Kanavi versus Knight, the duo that really, you know, could have proven to be something quite special. And when they're up against one another, it just makes you think, what is it that they can do to one another? Who is it that's going to be able to take the metal?
Look at that gold. 1,500 gold above anybody else in the game is Kanavi. It's what 5 kills will do for you. As we are getting the reset up towards this dragon site. As dragon number 2 would be nice for BLG to kind of get that stacking under tow for them. Again, they're the team that's really going to want to get that stacking going, as we mentioned through the draft. Give themselves that time to build these items. You have Rift Herald in about 3 minutes and 40 seconds, but I expect the Dragon to be that next point of pressure.
I mean, at this stage in the game, you'd think that it's probably just set and destined that top esports will take it. No Trinity Force yet finished for Elkin.
Oh,
spot on.
They know that On doesn't have flash. They know they can just go all in onto him. The root's not going to connect. It does on the back end of the death mark, but is the death mark enough? It does. As Kanavi gets his 6th kill of the game, re-engaged by Hung. Trying to catch Shadow out. Shadow's got some damage now with the subjugation popped. Hung's able to get away, though. Man, he is diving all over the place. This guy's got the moves. Oh, JackeyLove has come into contact with the top laner. What did I say about Moth to a Flame? He's going to pull that Feather Storm. Does have the Blade Collar available to him if he chases him under turret. Not going to do so. JackeyLove does get away for the time being.
Oh, I mean, Bin, he sat there with flash ready. The fact that both of them have summoners up, they're just kind of playing chicken with one another. Are you going to flash? Do I have to flash? You know, and in the end, neither of them commit either summoner spell. Fortunately, 369 already recalling, so he'll be able to get the majority of this wave. It won't be before, though. Bin gets a free plate for himself on that top side. Quietly farming up quite the storm here in this game as he's able to catch a little bit more of an advantage.
Okay.
Walks down.
Catch here. Hung doesn't really have much to go off of. Hung will end up making it away with Creme's help, but the root should connect on a Creme, and so now you have the all-in for BLG, but now they back away, realizing JackeyLove can really rip through them here, even though he's not on first item just yet. That's where we can focus back to the map state here at the moment. Still a little bit of a lead for top esports, but nothing exploding the game open just yet, and I think BLG will be okay with that.
Again, if this game is able to scale up and go late, we're looking heavily at this Victor. How well is it that the Victor can pump out that DPS, the glorious evolution? How much does it do for his team? And I'm looking at the ways to kill the Victor. You know, shockingly, it's Kanavi, it's this Zed. It's all to do with how well Kanavi can play and how well he can dice.
Oh, man. He still has the Mark of Death, too. He's going to go all in there. And we said it was going to be a battle between Kanavi and Knight. Well, Knight gets a kill back in that 1v1, and we end up getting a solo bolo for 369 over Bin.
That's really worth it still for top esports to take down the Victor. It doesn't matter if they sacrifice their support for it, and honestly, Hong played that again about as well as he could have done. Now JackeyLove still has his summoners. JackeyLove
in these kinds of positions. Oh, he misses the blade call. Okay, it actually does go through, but the chomp from the slow and the pillar ends up getting the kill. Shadow gets a solo on JackeyLove.
Yeah, and I mean, for Jackie, that's pretty criminal. He gets caught out in the top side by just getting diced on by Bin, and then in the mid lane as well, just has Shadow walking on him. That's not really allowed, and you know, one of the things that we've seen from JackeyLove in the past is him just being overextended on a mid wave, getting caught out for it, and it happens once again, so it does feel really bad to see. And honestly, if that hadn't have happened, we'd be singing the praises of Top Esports, thinking they'll be absolutely fine. But that having gone down really did give a massive momentum shift over to BLG, taking that tier 1 turret.
And it does feel like there is a point that Kanavi is not necessarily going to be able to deal with everybody on the side of BLG, so he's trying to get as much done in as short a time as possible, as he's already on 2 items now as well. I mean, this Zed is up and roaring right now, and Kanavi is in the best position he can be to be that carry we have known him to be, right? This is a guy who has been on a tear in 2025.
And you know, when we were talking about it in the draft, we went, Zed here, really? And you know, we talk about the benefits that the Zed is going to have, about him not having much CC to deal with, so he can kind of dance in and out, do what it is that Zed does. But he's still playing it exceptionally well. He's still making the most of all the advantages that he's been able to generate. And now, you know, just fishing, poking away, on force to summon a heal as he hops over the Mantra Q.
I think he could have been punished there, and he might end up being, as he didn't have the Shadow anymore. As okay, 369 just going in to try to steal the Rift Herald. Oh, I thought he was going to get it. It's actually Elk that steals it in the end, or at least takes it. Hung going to try to get away, but the Chaos Storm was doing some work on the back end. Another pillar comes through, but it's just on a 369 who will be fine. TS don't really come away with much there, and they do end up losing the Rift Herald over to Shadow and BLG.
Yeah, and once again, I mean, Creme taking a rough trade up against Bin, who forces a fight up against the Annie to secure the top tier 1. Whether he can get out is another question. Pillar slows Kanavi, but does it do enough?
They have the distance. Yeah, I mean, the quickness comes through. Bin just gets locked down. The shuriken to the face. Kanavi picks up his 8th kill of the game.
And again, when we look at where you would want the kills to go, honestly, it's Kanavi or JackeyLove. I'm not too invested in giving Creme gold on the Annie. You know, he's going to stun people, and that's about it.
Dude,
Kanavi still has ulti.
You dirty son of a gun. He's got almost 6 levels on. He just eviscerates him.
That wasn't even close. Like, that was absolutely monstrous. I'm thinking he's probably going to have to commit the death mark to maybe make that happen. Absolutely not. And on in this game, right, you're playing a mage, you're trying to clear wards, and normally when you're face-checking even a Xin Zhao or something, it's dangerous enough. Face-checking a 9-kill Zed is just death sentence every single time.
Kanavi truly is just aura farming at this point. I'm wondering what he's going to be going straight up for his 3rd item. Going to be closer to that. BLG still have some stake in the game, though. They're really not far behind whatsoever. All that gold is on a singular carry on Kanavi. They still do have the Rift Herald play they could make, although all the outer turrets are already gone. If On gets picked off again, he can't do that. So they will try to make that play on him. They don't end up getting him. Dragon is coming up now. The first of the Infernal Dragons on an Infernal Soul, and will be the 2nd dragon for either side.
Yeah, just what Zed needs, less AD. Let's make sure as BLG that we do our very best to make sure that as few of those go over as possible. You can see that the waves set up are quite good for BLG right now. They've got a complete push on that top side underneath the top tier 2. They've got mid lane or bot lane in a pretty decent position as well, and Karma can cheat priority quite easily by pushing that wave in nice and fast. So maybe they can look to make a play, and again, we're looking at the power points of this BLG roster.
Ooh.
Elk has a Trinity Force.
I don't know if that was necessarily where they wanted to use it, but Shadow's going to pop the Rift Herald. They're going to use it for an escape tool from On. That was actually masterful. He's going to run into the combo here. He's going to try to get away. He's going to run.
Where's he going? Where's he going?
Oh away! He's away. Okay. He's gone. He's out. But now Kanavi goes in on the rest, and he has left Elk on. Where have thou gone? And as he asked the question, Elk falls. Your big damage potential. Knight's still there in the fight, trying to get some back with the Chaos Storm. I don't know if this fight's going to work. The Feather Storm coming through. The Blade Caller flashed out by On. On wants to kill into Hung, but Hung misses the W. Oh, that feels so bad. And that means that Bin's coming around the corner. The double lockdown, the gravity well, and the double spin to win. They clear house, and this is looking like the top esports that knew this could go to 3 as they get taken down one by one. BLG, make it rain.
And it's not clean, it's not pretty here, Mazel. We're looking like a set of duo teams up against the lower end of the standings, but BLG come out on top. They claim Kanavi's shut down as well. A double gravity well under the turret from Knight secures a big double stun and allows for the way out to safety. Hong stops the recall here, means that Bin has to stay as well. It's a good little tempo disruptor, and with the Drake still live, that's not nothing here. It allows time for Kanavi to get back up. But this is how it plays out to begin with. A good escape from On, but unfortunately, Elk here is left out to dry. He's thinking, where's my enchanter support? And why on earth is On a safari in the... Alright, never mind. Elk dash forward into his head. I have no...
Yeah.
Never mind.
That's a tough one.
On you go on your safari, buddy. Your AD carry griefed you.
But Knight's damage under here, and that's what we've been talking about this entire time. It is a battle between Knight and Kanavi, and Knight was untouched through all of this. The fact that he gets the gravity well here onto 2.
And I do want to call this out as well. That wasn't a battle dance over the wall. Never mind, Hong.
Oh no, top esports have taken that momentum. They've taken that play, and they take down On. Now Death Mark used on the Knight, but he's trying to kill Elk. He just goes back to the Shadow. Knight going to flash away as well. Shadow getting very low, but Bin down the flank. Gigabin trying to activate. The Toy Soldier not going to be there just yet. Chaos Storm also just used. Dragon should be the focus for top esports now.
Yeah, and all they get is the Karma kill. Remember, On is significantly underleveled in this game and will just come back out onto the map very quickly. You see that Hong able to just at least ward off and make sure that BLG aren't able to get into this pit without being spotted.
Oh, they don't know. They don't know. They don't know. They don't know. All 4 members right there, and Knight is gone. He is completely taken out of the rest of the team, and now Elk can't do anything but run home. Oh, takes a tower shot there, and he dies for it. Bin was trying to clear the wave or at least get on the other side of the fight, and he should be successful at that. But top esports do lose a member on the back end of the fight.
Yeah, Hong getting a little too lost in the sauce there, trying to predict the E from Elk, and maybe if they get a double knock-up, they can find both kills. But this is how it started to begin with. Again, it's this issue that the Karma is always going to face. You can't frontline on this Karma. You have to stand back. You have to try and play safe. But then also, how are you getting wards into brushes? How do you establish any form of vision? It's just not possible for BLG to try and play both fronts of this how they would like to. Double flash expended as well. Knight flashes in to try and knock up, or to evade 369's knock up. And then in the back half of this, we see them have to pay for that. But a flash commit from Creme takes a nice quick pick.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing is like, even if Knight is going to have the more consistent damage, I mean, you get one big flash Tibbers play with the stun and everything backed up on it. I mean, Kanavi is eating good after that. We have JackeyLove, who's starting to get to a hyper carry potential here, only on 2 items at the Xayah, but Xayah does pump as we go further on, and especially into this comp who kind of wants to run you down after these fights, it can be very beneficial. So I think these 2-3 item spikes are really important to keep an eye on. Shojin's had been completed for Kanavi as we see a 1v1 in topside by 369 and Bin. I think 369 wants to walk away from this one. Bin feeling pretty confident, especially when you miss the Q3. He's trying to use some of the minions here, going all out, says we're going to take this fight. Dominus going to be popped by Bin. 369 and Bin going at it just like the old days. 369 about to lose it though. Tries to get another Q3. Misses 2 of them in a row. He's able to get the shield back. Bin getting low. 369 with the outplays. No, not able to get the Q2. Tries to get another one going on the Bin, but the control ward is there. 369 has the space. This is a tense 1v1, but they're not going to find anything, and I love this fighting.
I guess what happened off screen, On died again. He's dead on the Karma. So top esports, with all of that being said, probably likely to pick up this Atacon. It's a question of whether or not Shadow can find a way in to try to steal. No feathers to zone now.
Oh my god. Creme
it,
actually does chunking damage now. Oh, they just get the Atacon. 369 kind of wanted an angle there. TES using this tempo control so well.
This is incredibly close still. I'm still not sold on either side being able to come away with this. Again, the later this game goes, the more I fear the victor. They're after Creme, though.
Does good. I mean, he does a decent chunk of damage.
Kanavi's
Doesn't have the Tibbers any longer, though, and Kanavi can come down and cut Shadow down to size. Creme gets chomped on, though, and that'll be the Chaos Storm used as well, just to keep Kanavi from going too farther forward. 369 gets chunked. Oh, JackeyLove, he's in trouble. He found Ben again. How does this keep happening? Luckily, he has the team right there with him, but the Feather Storm, the Blade Caller, it's going to be enough. Kanavi tries to go in, but you see that Ben takes no damage from anybody on top Esports. He takes damage from the turret, but not going to be too much on that one.
Kanavi here just flubbing a little bit on his combos in the later stages of this game here, using your shadow to get in range for an ulti. It's all very well and good, but when you land, you don't have as much damage because your shurikens aren't landing, or you don't have the slow from your shadow to make it so that you can land those spells a little bit easier. It does make it a little more difficult here, and I think that Ben having a bit of a Goliath performance in these team fights. Less to be said about the 1 versus 1 though, as Kanavi just hops over the wall on, unfortunately, I won't say caught out, but
yeah,
not exactly with the rest of the squad, and he's just sniped away very quickly.
And I think Top Esports had the opportunity to ban away this Renekton. And I think it's a comfort pick that Renekton for Ben has been so good. And we see some of that influence now. I mean, again, I don't think anybody can really stop him from doing what he wants to do in some of these fights. And we're starting to get to that point for BLG. We're almost on 3rd item for Knight. He's already got the Seeker's Arm Guard as well. And we're getting closer and closer for Elk. If you don't remember, Elk's Ezreal is legendary. He broke the ankles of so many international opponents just last year. And looking at his Elk performance here, at least, still 2-2, but going to be getting closer and closer to that spike on the Ezreal on that 3rd item.
30 seconds until the dragon spawns down on this bot side. A pretty good position right now for BLG, as Knight is sat with a Seeker's Arm Guard as well, so his safety is very high.
Oh, that's close. True Shot Barrage going to hit on the 2. That is going to mean that they lose a lot of that pressure around the dragon spawn.
Yeah, probably just has to be a give here, unless they can try and find some quick health by maybe clearing a camp on the top side. But you see Shadow. Why is JackeyLove frontlining here?
I guess he's feeling confident there. They want to get the push in to try to force the hand of BLG. Gotta be careful though. His flash is still there for JackeyLove. That's why he's feeling so confident. Does still have the Feather Storm Blade Caller combo. Gotta be careful. How do Top Esports win a fight here?
I don't know that they do, to be honest. I think Knight's going to own them, and I think that Ben will do it as well. Like, they need to flash, and they need to one-shot Knight before he can use stasis. And I mean, the amount of CC that either side has got is pretty low, so I don't think that that's really possible. I'm pretty sure Knight is just at this point now where, you know, 2.5, nearly 3 items. He's hitting that critical stage. He's got all of his upgrades. He's gloriously evolved. This is probably BLG with this gold lead and with this super powerful mid laner able to run away with things.
Yeah, Creme can't really do much. The Redemption's going to come down, get him back up to full, or at least almost full. Kanavi and co are looking for an angle, but they can't do anything there. And Ben's going to make it first back into the side lane to crash this turret into the inhib turret. And now Top Esports hovering like they maybe want to try to threaten something towards this top side, but the composition for BLG is just getting tankier and tankier. I mean, Shadow is feeling so confident to just step out and see what Top Esports is doing. And this feels much more up BLG's alley than I feel like they were kind of off-kiltered in that game number 1.
Yeah, I actually think that Top Esports, you know, trying to flip a Baron here is maybe their best way to come back out into this game.
Oh, no.
Oh, dear.
Oh, he still gets out. He's out of there. He has the shielding, the healing, the flash comes through.
But he still has to base. He still has to loot. That still loses them time on the map, and it's at another window where Top Esports can maybe look to make something from this, right? This dragon that, honestly, BLG probably could have secured is now going the way of Top Esports. This puts them to soul point and puts them just one misstep, or puts BLG one misstep away from losing a soul. And again, you know, this is another part of the fight where, or part of the game rather, where On is just a little too far forward. 0, 6, and 5 on this Karma, not really having the output that we would like, and giving over multiple instances of advantages to the enemy team, making sure that Top Esports have still got something to prize on.
It just feels like it's Kanavi versus the world here. Like, it just is so much in his wheelhouse. 3 items, 100% KP on the Zed, or at least close to it, right? 15 out of 16. And, I mean, that's a lot of weight to bear on your shoulders in a game where things aren't going to be as easy to kill as time goes on. I mean, Knight's going to keep getting tankier and harder to kill. And if that's your target, if that's the one you have to 100 to 0, it's going to be extremely difficult here. Baron up on the table, but Kanavi hovering down towards this bot side. They say they can punish Ben. See if they actually can. And an extra serrated Dirk in the pocket of Kanavi.
They don't
going
know
the long way. Okay, let's see how they take this one down. They know that Kanavi's down there. They're going to TP too.
Look at BLG on the map. Immediately, 3 people go to Baron. Karma looked like they were walking for it, and they've bailed away. They need to get away from this, knowing that BLG can start this up. The Baron take's not fast, but it's definitely doable here with Ezreal and the Victor, but also BLG, they've peeled away as well.
Reservation, some respect being given. They don't have vision though, so Kanavi needs to be a little careful. They see now that multiple members are here. JackeyLove, he needs to be careful. Bin wants the flank. He didn't get the slice and dice, but he gets a ton of damage onto Hung. TP coming in onto a gravity well. 369 should be fine. He's very tanky now, and he's stunned. There, Bin goes in, gets Hung. Now they try to take it. BLG going forward. Kanavi tries to find the backline, tries to find On. On should die. He goes back to his clone, but he's down 2. Big Mystic shot coming through, and Knight is now here to free fire, here to be that champion of BLG. Another stun comes through. 369 misses, and he tries to get back out with his all-out. Elk trying to step up now with his arcane shift. Isn't going to find much, but they should go back to this Baron, and BLG wrestling control of this game and potentially this series from Top Esports.
Kanavi is down. This is a foregone conclusion for BLG that they should hit this Baron. TP available for Creme, not available for 369. I don't think there's a contest available for BLG, for Top Esports, and it's coming off the back of this incredible powerhouse that Bin is on this top side. The Renekton just can't be moved. With a Sterex, with Dominus, with the lack of damage that Top Esports have at the minute, they have no way to get through the Renekton. Finally, an Infinity Edge is finished for JackeyLove, but again, at this stage in the game, Kanavi is going for kills onto people that he can kill, and unfortunately, it's just On. Maybe he could go for the play onto Elk, but 3,000 HP, you're looking at it, and it's a hard challenge to try to go for.
Yeah.
He goes in, and it's not the target that you need to look for, but he can't try to focus Knight, because Knight has got a Zonya's Hourglass. He's got the Seeker's Arm Guard. He goes golden, and the Zed's useless. Can't really go for the Ezreal, because the Ezreal has Flash, Dash, Barrier, and trying to land skill shots on him is going to be darn near impossible. So who do you settle for? You settle for the Karma, who's giving them shields, but you don't take away any of the damage.
Yeah, and that's the hardest thing that we're seeing here. He needs support now from the rest of the team. He needs people to be there, and I gotta say, I've been really surprised at the positioning of JackeyLove so far in this game. We've seen him cut out so many times, Hung right there with him as well, and he's going to get taken down from afar potentially. True Shot Barrage going to go just a little bit wide, but that means they lose their inhib turret and potentially their inhib here. Yeah,
Cremer's got Flash. You can see he's waiting just off in the wings, sat not on vision just yet, but they know loosely where the Annie is.
He wants to take down Shadow, but there's no way he kills him. Kanavi comes over the wall now as well, trying to help down as Bin realizes he's the next play in the scheme of things here, but BLG 5,000 gold up now, but the big question, Infernal Soul in 50 seconds. Can Top Esports make one big last effort to get this permanent buff?
Mazel, we were talking about MVP candidates in game number 1. Knight has proven to us throughout this entire split that he is one of them. And in this second game, we need JackeyLove to prove to us that he can be that contender as well. He's been quiet, he's been stagnant this game because it's been all about Kanavi. He's taken 12 of the kills and is front-loaded on gold. But now JackeyLove has hit 3 items. He needs to turn tail and start dishing out the DPS. He's had 2 instances of getting caught out on sides or in mid lane that have cost him his life. And now he needs to step up when the chips are down, when his team need him to be the carry.
It's the 3-item buff for the Xayah. They could give this one. They could just say, we want to give this place, as they do end up moving in saying, no, we will contest it. Gotta watch Bin on the side. You gotta watch those flanks, consistently finding the angles he has. It's Kanavi here with the rest of the team, trying to fight over this first push into the river. Can BLG get around the corner?
We have to recognize this game doesn't get better for Top Esports. The later this Victor gets to scale, the longer the Victor gets to be a problem. And now Top Esports, they're the ones that are forcing the issue. They start the Dragon. They're going to flip it.
Elk is nowhere nearby. He's finally going to make it over. It goes over the fucking... It goes over to Shadow. Oh my god, and it actually gets the steal. Now Bin goes through as well. They actually get the play now. Go 369. 369 just got a double knockback. And JackeyLove, you said you wanted him to step up. He just found 2 quick kills, and now Knight's going to get ran down. The feathers, they sting, and they find enough. They get the knock up from Kanavi too, and they get this nice chase down onto BLG. Although Knight is going to make it away. The pillar is beautiful from Shadow. It is the soul denial, but they lose so much because of it.
What do Top Esports get in response? 30 seconds on Elk, 30 seconds on Bin, and they're able to, it looks like, work their way through this mid lane. Hopefully they can break an inhibitor to try to get some parity, but actually, you know, with Knight being there, likelihood is that he just eased the wave and gets it gone. Top Esports get a tier 2 turret, and that's about it. They do get a lot of shutdowns, right? They managed to take down Bin, which is really important, but I'm still quite happy for this as route onto Shadow.
Shadow's got to be careful. He is fine. He has the frozen tundra. As his movement speed goes through the roof, you got a nice little pillar there. Knight, look at Knight. Knight's got an angle. Knight trying to look for Hung. Does have some damage. Shadow feeling so spicy, feeling so good. True Shot Barrage hits off the 2, and he has the slowdown now as well. Bin is here. All he needs is a slice and dice. JackeyLove, really nicely done. He's going to flash early, but gets smote, and now he will just give his life. JackeyLove caught yet again, and Bin now looking for a slice and a little bit of a dice. He's looking for his Gigaben moment. He's looking for the finishing touches to this game number 2. He's looking for a game 3 potential, and Shadow tries to get the catch out. Shadow doesn't help. He get 1 kill, and now they're pushing for the end.
With super minions at their back, there's one coming, there's another wave on its way. Top Esports need to clear this wave. It's on 369 to be a frontline, to get some health, to knock these minions out to safety. It's on Kanavi to do the damage to the minions, not to the champions.
He's got to try to find it. He's going all in onto Elk. He doesn't end up finding it. Is the death mark going to be enough? They do get a pop damage onto him, but Knight goes gold, and Knight is just in there in the middle of everybody.
369
finds another one. 369 is going all out, finds Elk, but Elk nicely arcane shifts away. 369 now getting kited down. Kanavi's still alive, and that's the big pressure point. They realize they don't have the health bars, Rude.
Look at Death Timers. Look at Death Timers here, Mazel. 48 seconds, where
TP.
Baron spawns in 50. This is Hong with a deep TP to try and find Elk.
Bin realizes that Bin's trying to save his life. Hung can't do much. Double TP coming in. That's going to be the TP from Creme. Creme does have his CC, his Tibbers up and available. Whew. Take a breath.
Focus. Everybody stop, everybody reset. Let's get back into a position of neutrality. A lot of things just happened. It starts off with Top Esports winning a fight around the dragon, and then this back and forth affair where it feels like BLG are actually able to close out this game, but another massive performance from one of the unsung heroes of this game in 369. 4-0 and 6 has been lethal with his positioning, constantly causing chaos. Finding Knight in that final position in the base defense was massive. He keeps his team in this game and is actually giving a window over to Top Esports to push out onto the map to get some purchase into the river, into that top side, into the Baron. Let's see what they can do with this now as the mid inhibitor is going to respawn and we reset.
All right, well, BLG back out on the map. About 1 minute and 30 until that dragon would be sold for Top Esports again. Have to remember how much that would mean to the Z comp, but they have been slowed down in that case. Try to look at how fast they can force this Baron, but BLG know their center, their piece to the puzzle is Knight and Elk now. Almost 4 items in, and Shadow feeling very confident to take those steps forward.
We're 4 items in for Kanavi. We've got the full Lord Dominic's Regard finished for JackeyLove as well. So we're sitting at a position where, you know, this Xayah actually in a very good spot to start churning damage out after every single auto attack. It's about giving JackeyLove the space to be able to do that. No flash on the Xayah means that even with ulti, quite dangerous for her to step up. Trying to play versus a Victor as any short range AD carry is generally terrifying. If you walk into a Chaos Storm or you walk into a Gravity Well, could just be the end of your life. As Top Esports wrestle back control.
Oh, Shadow's going to face check into 5! 5 members of Top Esports wait at the gates, and you are not tall enough to enter as they deny BLG the entrance into the Baron. That's going to be immediately to the objective.
And I think they can get this and get back down to the Dragon to secure Baron and Soul. Top Esports with a brush play that catches BLG off guard. This is one of those problems that Karma falls into. You may be thinking, why is Shadow just face checked like that? On can't step in range to ward. There is no way for anybody to get vision on this unless Shadow face checks. And unfortunately, he's the one that has to do it. He walks in, he gets blown up in an instant. He doesn't even get a chance to allow that Subjugate to do any work. And now Top Esports find themselves with a Baron with an Infernal Soul. And a reignited footing in this second game.
I mean, they pick at the exact time they needed to. right when the biggest objective, I feel like that Infernal Soul to top esports makes a hell of a difference on how this comp executes. The amount of damage, the sheer potential that there is in these 5 now with this on top of it, and Kanavi still sitting there at almost full build, but more so JackeyLove and Creme starting to come in their own in damage profile. I mean, what a stark contrast this is. We asked, how have top esports matured since all that time ago, since BLG routed them 2-0 at the beginning of the split, and this is the fruit that has been born by top esports.
Guardian Angel available for Bin. I think that's a really big cooldown as well to keep our eyes on, because he has also been a menace in these team fights. Looks like JackeyLove's working his way towards that GA, but doesn't have it just yet. With this Baron, with this Soul, you'd like to think that top esports can hopefully crack open the base of BLG, but still have concerns. The late game team fighting for top esports is difficult. It's so heavily reliant on JackeyLove and on their ability to take down Knight. This Victor is still phenomenally strong. 5-stack Darkseal, the stasis on that Zhonya's as well. Definitely needs to be a point of concern for top esports, how they factor in this Victor.
And you have to remember, I mean, their mid lane is busted open. So as soon as they lose the fight, there could be some plays there to get a push in. And 369's now the target. Been a little bit low, but I think he has GA available on getting a little bit low himself. Losing some of the front lines here, but Tibbers is going to be burned. He is going to be down. True Shot Barrage also taken down, but JackeyLove going to move over to try to get this push. They still have the Baron buff.
Big win for top esports there. Subjugate used onto 369 and he doesn't fall. Now Knight uses the Chaos Storm. They're just throwing ultis to defend waves.
They almost get hung down. Chaos Storm's going to be a big ticket item, though. Kanavi able to get this mid turret as well. So the inhib is traded, at least in terms of the openness of both of them. And JackeyLove going to keep pushing. They have 20 seconds on this Baron buff.
Final wave, final attempt for them. Knight able to sidestep that Q3, but now with no Chaos Storm, not as easy a chance.
They overextend, though. TP, that's going to be Bin coming in to join. They've got JackeyLove right there. They're trying to burn him down now. He's going to buy time. 369 on the other side. Who goes down first? It's the GA pop. 369 is tanking a 1v4
He's
right now. They're about to get a kill. 369 is in the middle of everybody. Now Kanavi gets slowed down, but goes in onto Elk. Deathmark has been popped, but he is out of there. He gets popped himself, as now 369 is that front line, but he is down too, and Knight is starting to pick up kills left and right here.
A battle of the front lines. One that BLG ooh, should not have come out on top of. But top esports a little bit shaky there. Kanavi going a bit too aggressive. Could have just settled for a front line. If he'd have taken anybody down there, it would have been better than what he ended up doing. Been bought enough time. 369 not quite able to land the skill shots, not quite able to take out Knight, not quite able to take out Elk. And the push is thwarted. 2 turrets, but no inhibitors for top esports.
Take a look back at this. This is that kind of precipice you're on. You can't overextend in moments like this as top esports.
It's really solid play by the backline from top esports. With JackeyLove being so low on HP, he has to use his team to peel back. But if Kanavi does anything versus literally any of the targets he has access to, it's so much better than this. It's a really awfully played fight from the player who's had so much control over this game, so much investment put into him by his team, that isn't paid forward. 369 does a great job at tanking, but Kanavi was irrelevant in that fight. He burns the flash from Elk. That's as good as it gets.
I mean, when you have those kinds of moments, when you have all that confidence put in you, you can't fall, you can't fumble, and he's going to try to go in on the Knight, but he is just going to go down, and that's the kind of pick that might just be the nail in the coffin. Right ahead of Elder, he will still be up in a minute's time, but BLG's comp is cooking.
I mean, they have an open mid lane turret, right? Like, that inhibitor is going to be taken without really any recompense. 369 can still be a frontline. He can still walk in and attempt to keep his team alive. Clearing the wave is the priority for top esports. I don't think that there's anything really else for BLG to garner from this push. But it's pressure in the mid lane. It's maybe the least relevant pressure to find because teams so frequently fluctuate to there, but even still, any advantage that you can find in this such a tense late game. You know, 300 gold separates our teams, Lennon. There's so little to separate anything that an inhibitor is valuable.
I mean, hey, We could be going the distance. You got to remember the longest game is almost 51 minutes by AL and BLG.
Big long games. Our friends from Friday,
True.
they remember big long games. That's what they love. But also, these are the situations where BLG have recently been known to falter.
There it is. Shadow's feeling ever confident though, moving forward. Ben's looking for his angle now. Elder Dragon in 30 seconds.
Look at those items. Guardian Angel for JackeyLove. Bins isn't ready yet. 2.5 minutes still before that one will come back up and available. Flash for Jackie is not there. Flash for Elk also not available. You want to look, it's night. It's always been night this game. It's how well can this Victor, who got that early injection of gold, stay alive? Now with a Rabadon's death cap in his back pocket. What's the power of this BLG mid laner, and is he able to cut through everything that 369 and the rest of Top Esports have got?
All right, well, BLG seem to want to get Prio in mid. It's going to be Top Esports in the pit first. Creme holding the line with this Tibber stun play. He has the flash. Kanavi looking for the angle on the side. They lock down Shadow. They just want to go for the front line. Shadow's gone. That's huge. The Elder Dragon is up. A Bin found the flank. Bin, they don't know. The Croc is in the bush, guys. You got to watch out. You got to watch out. He goes straight for the heart. Is it enough, though? The all-out comes through on the Bin. They do end up getting some good damage on him as well. JackeyLove is by himself, though, into the Elder. Elk
goes forward.
Can shift out, and he goes straight in. He ends up using it again. Ends up getting another kill. Kanavi goes on the back line, though, and finds one back. JackeyLove is untouched. Now Elk versus JackeyLove. This is the gunslinging affair, but the genius, he has put his mind to work, and he has put his gloves to work as JackeyLove comes up with an 8,000 plus damage team fight straight to the Elder Dragon for Top Esports.
That's what we needed from Jackie. He'd been given no resources this game, just funneling himself gold as best as possible. And his team fighting secures the Elder, will secure the Baron after this. And Top Esports once again come up clutch. In the nail-biting team fight, when everything is on a knife's edge, it's Jackie that comes in to seal the deal. They've still not won this game though, Mazel, and it's still not over. In a game with BLG like this, you can never say that it will be until that Nexus falls. Even with an Elder, even with a Baron, BLG will still fight till their dying breath.
They will indeed. They will not give up. As the Baron down, double super buffs going over to Top Esports, and this is the banger we expected between our two top teams, and I love that it is coming down to the wire, but this fight, beautifully caught by Top Esports.
Hong once again finding the pick onto Shadow. You think that should just be it, but Bin cleared out a ward on the top side. They knew he was somewhere, but an early exhaust from Hong once again keeps his mid laner actually very well off, very alive in this situation. Zoning away, and then Elk maybe baited in a little bit by the fact that he can go in on this top side. But Jackie able to find some good pullbacks, some good autos, and some great spacing. Actually forces the flash out from Knight. Dodges one Q from Elk and chops him straight down. These inhibitors mid and bot should be a formality for Top Esports. It's whether they can close out the entire game with these double game-ending buffs.
It needs to be now. I mean, they have a minute till Elder goes down, 2 minutes till Baron. If they're going to win, it's got to be now. And Kanavi says it is now. He's going to pop Elk just like a pop blossom, but it's the Zed that Kanavi took in R5. King Kanavi has truly put back on his crown and said that this league, this season, this split number 3, it is Top Esports. They go for one fell swoop on a BLG. They find the turrets. They look at the focus onto the Nexus. They look for the 2-0 sweep, the redemption from the last time these two teams met. And BLG will have to wait a long while for a bit of revenge. A 2-0 sweep for Top Esports.
And it is brutal. It is nail-biting. It is down to the wire. But Top Esports are able to come up clutch. And off the back of team fighting, this time from JackeyLove, they find the 2-0. It was so close. It was so well fought by BLG. And by Knight, once again in that mid lane, having so much to do, he's just not able to do enough and can't quite come out on top. Top Esports find their 2-0, they find their redemption, and they find themselves now at even footing with BLG in series score.